changes are all clubs within Toastmasters. Now, some people do pathways, some people do the traditional. And there's been a lot of questions that have come up about how do I evaluate a pathway speech? The simple answer, if I wanted to have a 30-second speech, would say there is no difference. You do it exactly the same as you do it with the traditional one. There are just a couple of differences. We're going to cover those tonight just so you can see. And we're going to talk about evaluating a pathway speech. Now, to evaluate a pathway speech, the first thing you got to remember is it's no different than the traditional program. You start off with your evaluator's mantra, which is what I saw, what I heard, what I felt. The only thing that's different is the forms are in just a little bit different order as to what you do. We've got a few little nice things that make it easier actually to evaluate under pathways. And there are things you can take with you and apply to the traditional program as well. So let's take a look. Right now, I'm going to just pass out one of these evaluation forms. You can write notes on it. You can there and pass one of those back. Now, these are the same sheets that actually my evaluator already has one, except because this is the one for my speech. In Pathways, you have a unique evaluation sheet for each and every project you do, because it's going to have your title of your project, which in my case is Connect with Your Audience. And this is what I'm doing tonight. Now, what's the difference between this and your traditional program? Well, you've got a manual that you take your traditional program, you bring it in, you hold it, you can see, feel, touch. With Pathways, this is online, you can download it, it's a PDF, and you can still see, feel, touch. The thing that I really like about Pathways is the way things are organized. Now, at the top of your evaluation form, it has all your information. Who am I? What am I doing? Who's my evaluator? But the one thing that Pathways has added, after the purpose statement, they've added notes to evaluator. What's this speech really about? What is this person trying to do? What should this person not be doing? And that makes it really easy for you, the evaluator, to come in and give a good evaluation. And then after that, you have the main part of your paper, which only has 3 things. You excelled at, you may work on, and what should you do to challenge yourself? How can we say that in another word? Let's go back to the evaluator's mantra. What I saw, what I heard, what I felt. It's really easy. What I like about this is it gets rid of a lot of the little subtle questions the old manual used to ask you, that you had to start trying to take like a laundry list, and what am I doing about this, and what am I doing about this, what are the 5 things that made this speech really good. You know, it got really hard if you were an evaluator because you spent more time looking at this than you did actually listening to somebody talk. It makes it very, very easy. The other thing is it's very convenient to fill out because most of your speeches are going to follow the same format. Now on the back, this is where Pathways gets new. It takes some of the key things that they used to ask you about verbally, put them in a nice chart. Let's talk about your clarity, your variety, your posture, and just give a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How well did they do? How well didn't they do? Which makes it really easy to come up and down and make things, but what do those numbers mean? Well, that's the key to a Pathways evaluation. The 3rd page you have is actually going to show you what those mean, and you can go to the back and you can actually see. Now, if you've attended any of the Pathways seminars, if you meet the requirements and you've done a really good job, that would be a 3. If you really excel, that would be a 4. And if you were so good, you were like a professional speaker, there's nothing anybody could do to improve, that would be a 5. Now, that's what Toastmaster recommends. What you give the person is going to be up to you. But this type of grading here is something that we Toastmasters have used for a long time on the in speech contests. Because if you were to take a look, for example, at a speech contest ballot, you'd see it looks pretty familiar. And it looks very similar as to the way you score. So that's actually one of the great things. It all goes back down to the evaluator's mantra: what I saw, what I felt, what I heard. But what about the rest of it? What if I've never done this? I'm really, well, I've got some good news for you. There is a really, really good resource that's available to everybody, and you can get into it right now. And it is an online course on how to evaluate. And it's probably one of the best that I have taken, because I have this and I look at this periodically from time to time. And to get in it, you go into Basecamp. Now, in the upper left corner, as you're looking at it, you're going to see a little box that's tutorials. Click on that, and you come up with the tutorial screen. Down on the left side, there is a little box, and you say Video Tutorials. Click on that, and boom, you're going to get all just the video tutorials. You scroll down until you find evaluations, how to evaluate. It's about a half an hour program. It'll take you through evaluations. You'll hear from a single expert on evaluations. You'll actually listen to a speech. You'll evaluate it, and then you'll see how the expert evaluated it, and you'll find out why to help you. So what I can tell you is I highly recommend that you do this. Good evaluations are a key to Toastmasters. We come to Toastmasters to improve, and you cannot improve unless you get good evaluations. They give you positive feedback. They give you helpful suggestions, and lastly, they help build your self-esteem. And when you can build someone's self-esteem through a good evaluation, you can leave them feeling really, really good about themselves. Madam Toastmaster.